What's up, y'all? Empress Dannie here. Let's get our oracle messages. We're going to get an oracle message for each of the astrological signs. And then for those of you who will join me, we'll go to Tarot Palace for live tarot check-ins for the astrological signs. And what I will do is, if you guys request extended, I'm just going to let it be by request. So the astrological signs will be whatever length they are. And I'll let you guys request extendeds for any sign that you want extendeds on. And I'll likely do them based on how many views are on the actual video. So we'll just let me know if you have any questions, okay? We're just doing something different, okay? Maybe we'll get a different result. I see the hawk here. Overarching messages for the collective, okay? Look, listen, pay attention. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of getting this energy of like, you hear even what's not being said. You see even what is not before your eyes, okay? You know what has not been made known, okay? And so with the hawk, take it, I just heard, for what it is, okay? That's for the collective overarching oracle message. Take it for what it is. This is a time, there's no mincing, okay? There's no breaking it down. What you see, I feel, is what you get, okay? Fire ant, okay? I don't know why I'm getting this energy of like people are scattering. And obviously you have firemen running to the fire. You have people who are running away from the fire. I also just heard likely the ones that started it. So take that however you will. Some of you are in a position where I just kind of think you might be the fire. Sometimes this indicates that you are doing things. You're taking action. You're making moves, if you will. You have people that scatter when you're making moves. And I kind of get the energy of what could be like wanting to put your fire out, right? You also have people who, when you are making moves, are running in, if you will, that are, I just heard, tending to your movement, okay? So I feel like pay attention to that. When you see that, I just heard you congratulate it, okay? So I feel this energy, you know, gratitude, appreciation, things of that nature. Let's check in. We're going to do the 12 astrological signs. We're just going to get one animal card each. The 12 astrological signs from Aries to Pisces. Okay. So we have this sense of knowing, okay? Aries is the dolphin, okay? Aries is having what feels like a gay old time. Interesting, like I heard something about gay. I'm just letting you guys know I was getting some somewhat obscene channel messages. And so just be mindful. That's likely going to come out more in the tarot. And I ain't going to lie, I'm just in a position where I'm not holding back. I kind of get the energy of Aries could be in a position where they're feeling somewhat like I don't want to say like a kid because it doesn't feel childish, but you know how a child will say something and not give two shits about what they said. That's what this feels like. And this can be like, if I'm joking, if I'm serious, it's all in good fun. It kind of gives a real lighthearted energy. I don't know why I'm getting an energy with Aries around communication, because this is water energy. So it makes me feel like, though, creative with the words, playful with the words. I can say what I want, right? Or how I feel. That's how I feel. And I feel good about what feels like expressing myself, right? Being me. This could be like talking the way I talk, right? Saying things the way I want them said. I love, you know, the way I express there's something about that I feel it play with Aries. Okay. Who's next? Aries, Taurus. Yeah. Taurus. Sorry, y'all. Taurus, oyster. Okay. I just heard, Taurus, you're going to have to dig. Okay. This is water energy as well, but it kind of gives like, not everyone has the pearl, in a sense, where this could be where something makes me feel like you're getting to, I think about an oyster. If you've ever literally seen like oysters, you can see them sometimes on TikTok or other social platforms where they're opening up and you see them taking the pearls out of them. Not all of them have pearls, but all of them have like that gooey, gushy stuff that's in the center. Something about your energy, Taurus, feels like you are you want the pearls. So that's why you're having to dig deeper, because everybody got the ooey gooey gushy stuff, okay? And I feel like take that however it resonates. I don't know why this is water, but I feel earth energy for you, okay? Just like I felt air for Aries, I feel earth energy for you. So I feel like this is you're digging in ways that I feel are meaningful, that make sense to you, that get you what feels like what you need to know, that are valuable or important to you. I ain't gonna lie, Taurus, it's kind of like if you know you, for example, this is like a job, right? I know I'm a person that's late to work every day. Well, then I need to dig to see how lenient they are with the attendance policy, right? If this is maybe it's a person I'm going to be with, and I know I don't cook, but I like to eat and I don't like to eat out, I need to dig to see if whoever this is can make my young home cooked meal. That's what this feels like. Pearls, okay? You're digging for pearls, okay? And it's realizing, I don't know why I kind of get like everybody gonna tell you maybe what you want to hear, or has like the basic fittings or outfittings, if you will. Trimmings is what I'm hearing. You could be dealing with, I don't know, fitting trims. It's kind of giving like what could be automobiles of some sort. But this is where when you dig deeper, that's when you find out. I just heard who's got the bells and whistles, and something made me feel like that's really what you need right now, bells and whistles, okay? Gemini, tarantula, are you at a crossroads, a turning point? This is fire. I literally just heard, what are you going to do, Gem? Okay? What are you going to do? Okay? Crossroads. This is kind of like, this is deep, because something feels as though intuition has you kind of like, I just heard figuring some things out. So I do kind of feel this energy of like putting feelers out. Some of you, this could be something that you're doing online, right? We got a spider, right? What is it? Fancy, the young web, right? That it spins. This could even have to do with like your story. What direction is your story going next? What are you doing next? I do feel this is fire, and I feel fire energy at play in your circumstance. So I feel like whatever it is that you are doing right now, Jim, has something to do with like an action. What move are you going to make? Make your next move your best move. Are you going with them? Are you going with them? Are you doing this or are you doing that? Right? Whatever that is, okay? Cancer. You got the spider, okay? Some of you could certainly have some sort of correlation to Gemini. Obviously, both of you having arachnids, okay? But yours happens to be what? Earth energy, okay? This card has everything to do with being aligned with purpose, okay? Having reasons for doing the things that you're doing, going the places that you're going. Whatever work, I don't know why I'm kind of getting an energy right now, Cancer. Whatever it is, if you, I don't care if you spending time with somebody, if you are working on something, it better have a damn good purpose. I feel like that's a message from Spirit. There better be some sort of story or means by which to connect whatever it is that you're giving your energy to purpose. I can't lie, I feel water energy for you, which is your sign, even though this again is earth. I feel water because something makes me feel like this is earth, because I don't know why I'm picking up, you don't have a lot of energy. I don't know if this is money. I don't know if this is time. I don't know if it's physical health. If you're just far spent in a situation or circumstance, something feels as though there better be purpose rooted behind. I just heard every penny. Okay? And I just feel like if there's purpose, then you're going to see something from it. It's almost this energy of the web is going to hold you up. It's going to catch your food. It's going to take care of you. It's going to be wise use of your energy. If it is not, I just heard holes in the web. Okay? So I feel like just be mindful. Purpose. Okay? Leo. Rabbit. Rabbit. Leo. More earth. Okay? I can't lie. I literally just heard you doing too much. Okay? You might be in a position where you need to slow down, okay? Sometimes this can be an anxious energy where there's worry, there's busy work, but whatever it is that I'm doing is because I'm worried, okay? I just heard be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing, okay? I don't know if anxiety has you, Leo. This feels like, I hear your third eye chakra, okay? I'm obviously getting your lower chakras, mainly, I don't know, I feel like the lower three chakras, if you can do any alignment work on those, red, orange, yellow, that would be beneficial for you, because it feels this energy of like hyperactive or overactive, if you will, where you're wanting to, this can sometimes be like a lot of ideas, a hand in everything. I want to do this, I want to do that. And I kind of get this energy of slow down, okay? Practice, work at whatever it is that you're doing. Take your time, do it right. Don't rush. Don't, I hear the word scurry. I'm also getting like, don't do too much too soon. Even if this is like relationship, friendship, this is kind of like slow down and create. I feel like this overactive energy it's not negative, but it's important that you're using it in healthy ways, okay? That's what I feel. Or I feel a connection to this that was at the bottom of the deck for overarching, where you could scare people away. You could also draw towards you the wrong people, okay? If you're too active, okay? Leo, who's after Leo? I want to say Virgo. That's what we're going with. Spirit knows. So forgive me if I'm wrong. Yes, it is Virgo season, right? Peacock. Is that why you have the peacock, Virgo? Because here you are, right? Peacock, air energy. Here you are, right? Got your feathers out, right? Virgo. Something about your energy feels like you're very good at manifesting right now. Makes sense, right? When the sun is in your sign, then there is alignment for manifestation. Think about yourself. When you manifested, when you broke forth, right, from your mother's womb, right? That's the power that is available when the sun is in Virgo, right? So it makes sense, right? You or your mother, I don't know, some could be significant about your mom, but you or your mother's pride and joy, right? Here I am, right? You're the reason that she has something she has to brag about, right? And again, there could certainly, I don't know why in Virgo, this has actually been, I want to say about 6 or so months ago, you had a reading that said mother knows best. So I feel a very strong connection to a mothering or nurturing energy for you. This could even be for some of you whose mothers passed on. It could certainly be like intuition. You could be a mother, or you could be in a position where You are either like, you don't have to be a mom. You could just be nurturing or mothering someone, a situation. This can be in your business, your job, whatever. I don't know why I'm getting a real heavy, like, East Coast accent. So something could be significant about your mother, okay? That's really just how it feels. Something with your mother's pride and joy, okay? But this feels like, and like I said, you could be the mom, but this is, I don't know why I'm kind of getting something like a reason to brag, something to brag about. And I don't know why I feel this is, this is not, I don't know why I'm getting the energy of something custom. So something could be customized. Um, Something feels very unorthodox. Let me just say that. We'll pick up more in your general messages, Virgo. I hear Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. No, Virgo, Libra. And Libra should have been before Virgo, but I'm taking everything as part of the message. It says Libra. Okay. Libra. No, Scorpio. This Scorpio. This is Scorpio, then Libra, and then we'll go from there. Scorpio, Libra, Sag. Yeah. Scorpio, Dragon. I don't know what to say to you, Scorpio. Somebody, I don't know why I'm kind of picking up. Somebody wants to have a conversation with you. They don't know what to say to you, but they know they need to talk to you. Something makes me feel, I don't know why I get the energy of like there's some sort of fear. And I don't feel like that has to mean like I'm afraid of you. I feel like that is like a reverence. Okay. So for some of you, just be mindful, right? I don't necessarily feel like somebody's, timid. I feel this energy of like, I respect you with the dragon. Something make me feel like when you, I don't know, I'm kind of getting something around air in your energy, even though this is ether, right? All encompassing of all of the what element do we need is here, right? So, but something feels as though you are, this is kind of like, Scorpio, this is the energy of like, depending on what people say to you when they come to you, you see right through them. There's something about that, where they know it's almost like if they're feeding you a line or if they're blowing smoke, if they're not doing their part. That's kind of what I'm getting with all of the elements here. Something kind of gives like, earth, air, water, and fire. Air would be like, why ain't you talking? You haven't said anything. Maybe that's what you need to do is communicate, dragon, right? But this is like, they're fearful because you're going to be the one to tell them that, right? Fire, it's like, why haven't you done this, right? And this is someone who, again, they want to communicate with you. But if you're going to say, why haven't you done this? Or what have you done? This is kind of like what feels like, get all of the riffraff out of the way. And with the dragon, I feel there's something about your energy that's like that. I feel like this is good for you depending on how you're using it, right? Obviously, it can be a very destructive energy, right? The fire of God in a sense. But I don't feel like you're using it like that. Similarly to Virgo, not Virgo, Leo, I feel like you could also be scaring people away from you or drawing people towards you, right? And even for both signs, this is never all bad, okay? So this is, it's going to be good and bad. You're going to draw good towards you. You're going to draw bad towards you, perhaps. But I feel like it's based on the way in which you hone this dragon energy. If the dragon is just kind of getting the riffraff out of the way, then I just heard a fellow dragon. So some of you, that could be the case with ether. Ether is a very strong energy around manifestation, getting what you want, and largely though getting rid of the things that you don't want. So with the dragon, it feels as though, I don't know why, I'm kind of getting like you might have your eye on something or someone that you want, and something makes me feel like you are getting rid of anything that could be, I just heard convey, something could be significant about something being conveyed, but this could be like getting anything out of the way that would like misconstrue. I don't know why I'm getting like the energy of perpetrators. Something's not real, if someone's not real, if there's any like inauthenticity, I'm kind of getting an energy around like fake fraudulence, something that you're using one of these elements, if not a combination of them, but something about these elements, I feel this energy of, yeah, I literally see. It reminds me, I just heard Mordor. It reminds me of like a Lord of the Rings movie. If you recall those movies, then the dragon, when it breathes, in really any dragon breathing movie, right? But when it breathes, everything literally clears out of the way, right? That's what I feel like. You're using some sort of element that if you dealing with a runner, right? People who are not authentic, situations, opportunities that are not real. When you use whatever element it is that you use, you're clearing the room. That's really how I feel. You're getting rid of them. You're getting them out of the way. This also makes me feel like what remains, though, that's what has your eye. That's how you know. This is how it's almost like real. You recognize the real. You see it because it's almost like only ether can withstand the power of ether. Anything else that's not of ether is destroyed. Okay, so something makes me feel like relationships, friendships, jobs, like I said, opportunities, purchases, whatever. It just feels like some of you be careful because you may be heavily consuming right now, which be mindful to moderate your consumption, right? Whatever it is that you're taking in, right? Indulgences. These can even be things that you enjoy, right? It doesn't have to be bad, but too much of a good thing, can definitely like not be good for you. But something feels as though the dragon, baby, you're clearing out anything that's inauthentic, and what it's doing is it's consuming that. So all that's left for you, I feel this energy of like to behold or to lay eyes on is what is real. And I do get this energy of like you will know. Okay, you will know. Something feels like this is an area, I don't know why I'm getting an energy of like wounded. There could be something significant about Chiron. Some of you may want to check your birth chart, but I'm kind of getting something around has to do, something you're dealing with right now has to do with an area where you were wounded, where you were once hurt before. But I feel like that's the reason that you have this dragon like power, is because of the fact that you were hurt. And it feels like now you see things, people, situations for what they are. I just heard you're never going to be hurt again. I feel like you might be doing the hurting, just to be completely honest. But on the other side of that, this feels like you're healing also. So whatever this is, I don't know why I'm kind of if somebody has a wound or something, whatever that wound is healing up very, very nicely. But it feels like you knew just what to do to get whatever that is to heal. I feel this energy of like being on a much better trek or path in your life now. Some of you ready for new starts. Some of you, this is like relationship wounds, things like that. And something feels like now, I don't know why, I kind of get like people don't see you as wounded. You don't see yourself as wounded. And I feel like people see you as a dragon, like you are everything. I get this energy of like a total package. So congratulations, Libra. Gazelle, okay? I don't know why I kind of get this energy of, I don't know, you could be a little bit, I'm going to say jumpy right now. Perhaps you are. Fire energy here with the gazelle. Something makes me feel like you're not really doing a whole lot of communicating right now, okay? I don't know why I'm getting like you want to listen, you want to hear, you maybe want to know. I'm getting an energy of like realizations. Some of you could certainly be becoming aware of like spiritual gifts, intuition. Sometimes this is where spirit will tell you like take some sort of action, bring something to your attention or your awareness, make you mindful of something. This can even be like, it could be a notification, but sometimes this can be check this, do that, go here, go there, right? When spirit brings something to your attention or your awareness, this is like, I feel like the things that are coming to your attention are things that you want to know. And I feel like this is all contingent upon whether or not you are experiencing spiritual growth. And if so, these are signs, because this is kind of like you, it's almost like, let me go do this, and doing it and realize I just heard just in the nick of time. So something makes me feel like, you're very sensitive, okay? You could be sensitive to the things that you hear. I'm also getting something like sounds, music, vibration. You could be sensitive to vibration, and this could be the vibe of certain people. When you feel a vibe, this could even be like a tone of voice, right? When you hear something, it's almost like it triggers some sort of action. Or I'm also kind of getting like more deeply, you could certainly be listening for intent and picking up on intent based on sound, the vibration of someone's voice. It's almost like I know what you want based on the vibe you give off. And this don't have to be the voice. This can be like based on what you did, I know what that meant. Okay, something of that nature. Okay, I'm aware. Okay, I know that vibe. I know that sound. Feel like you're very sensitive. Okay, Sag. Okay, owl, air, energy. I ain't gonna lie, Sag. I literally just heard you already know. I just heard you just not saying nothing. I just heard you know where the money is. You know where, I don't know why it's something like, in whatever you dealing with, this is kind of like, I get this energy of like, you got the deeds. There's something significant about like, I don't know, there's something about valuables that I'm getting. This is like the you know where the treasure is. I'm kind of getting like, you just not saying nothing. I feel as though there's something that everyone else doesn't see, okay? And you may not see it either, but you don't need to see it because of the fact that you know, okay? Air energy, okay? This is kind of like spirit is speaking to you. Oh, I understand the voice of spirit. And this could be like what's not being said, right? It could also be like, I know what someone wants, okay? Maybe they haven't said it. I know what they want. I also kind of get like, I know what's important to you or what's about. It's kind of giving like, it could be motivation. I hear Kelly Rowland. You can't stop this. Music still playing in the background. This is like knowing, I don't know. I'm kind of getting this energy around like, what's the benefit? What's in it for me? It's an energy around a secret of some sort, Sag. That I don't know why, I just kind of feel this energy of like, you know the secret, okay? And that could have to do with like law of attraction. So for some of you, bam, there you go, right? And I really get like, you know the secret, but you ain't telling. Take that however it is that you will. You know the secret, but you ain't telling. We'll see more in your direct messages, okay? Sag, Capricorn, Sea Serpent. Capricorn, I heard lock and key. Something is secure. I don't know why I'm kind of picking up if there has, I hear the word cauterize. I don't know why I feel like you're safe. Something is about your energy safe, secure. sea serpent. I hear men of standard. Surround me, O Lord, get all around me until people see no more me. Surround me, O Lord, let all my enemies see they can't harm me, 'cause I'm surrounded. Ugh. Can't lie, Capricorn, it feels as though these elements is protecting you. And this could be the various elements in your life, right? Certain variables or aspects of your life are serving as a form of protection. There could also, I just being completely honest, some of you Capricorn, you have envious. And I don't know why it's giving like, I don't know if these are people thinking envious thoughts, if they have envious things to say, the words that they're saying, this is people putting their mouth on you, but there's something about envy that I get in your energy, but you're protected from whatever this envy is. Because something about the elements that you have at play, the way that you're using them, whatever's available to you, something about that is protecting you, okay? I feel like Capricorn, we could get deeper into that in your personal messages, okay? Aquarius, Otter. I like this. I feel like you're growing, Aquarius, okay? You're learning. I just heard how to traverse. I also heard how to travail. Whew. And I did not want to get deeper in the messages. This water energy. So I do feel a sense of spirituality being significant at play. But Aquarius, the otter for you is not just spiritual. This is you realizing when it's time to go down. And that could be like representative of like prayer, petition, mindfulness, meditation, when it's time to go down and when it's time to come up. And this can be like involving yourself versus separating yourself. You know, it gives like in the world, not of the world. There's a very strong vibe that I get in your energy around like navigating both the spiritual realm and the 3D physical realm, and in some way perhaps even learning how to create within the physical realm, utilizing the power or the insight that's gained in your contacts or connection to the spiritual realm. There's a very strong energy of you kind of like being back and forth, if you will. Here in Leah, back, forth and forth. Which I feel suits you very well. I do feel water energy, and I like that for you because you are the water bearer. So I feel like this just makes you that much better at being who you already are. I don't get a sense of like being or feeling out of your element. I get that you feel right at home, but I feel like it may even be more new to others, different to others, that you're moving in this way, because I feel like other people are not necessarily used to people being like that up and down energy. I feel like people are used to maybe kind of like people being what could be like switching sides, if you will, right? Or like moody. This is not how I would describe your energy. It's the same. It's just like popping in, popping out, popping in. It's really just kind of like it's a revolution. It's different, and I feel like people are used to that energy if it's like mood swings, they're not used to even kill. And so I feel like that is an adjustment or an adaptation, if you will. They're not used to feeling what feels like, it's almost like they're not used to people's energy leaving. They're not, but then coming back and being almost like you never left, right? Let me just say, some of you could certainly deal with someone who you could be this, or someone opposite you could be this way, but someone who has some wounds connected to that. Because if someone has dealt with that type of flow, but it hasn't been the same energy, so say it's abusive, right? Because I'm kind of picking up like somebody's dealt with people who, I just heard Pavlov, who will, this could be love bomb, or again, in your life, showing love, expressing, but then withdraw, withhold love, right? As a means of training, as a means of creating a stronger sense of desire. I don't feel like that's what you're doing. That's manipulation. But if you're dealing with someone who has wounds from that, or if you have wounds from that, then sometimes this type of flow, if you will, can trigger those wounds, right? Can feel hurtful until someone becomes acclimated or accustomed to things being different. Okay, which brings me to Pisces. Pisces, the last card is yours, all yours, all yours. The butterfly. I feel like this is really good for you, Pisces. You deserve every bit of this. Your wings. Because it wasn't fair that you never got to fly. Air energy with the butterfly here, okay? Pisces, this is air. This is, I don't know why I'm kind of getting an energy of like, I never got to speak. I never got to say to my side, you know, or to know, or there's something about, I don't know why I'm just kind of getting like having to do with like air, throat chakra, it's listening, speaking, observing is included, right? All forms of communication are air. It is something about the air I never knew, right? I ain't gonna lie, some of you, there's something I'm getting real sentimental, which could be like a passing away. Sometimes it's like I never got answers, right? Why did this have to end, or why did it end this way? Something, it's almost like one of those things where there's been a heaviness of heart or difficulty, a very rough season of life because you never got to say, or you never knew, or somebody, there's something of that nature, okay? And whatever that is change. Even if you're not getting that or giving that, there's something that is changing. And I get this energy of like clearing the air. It feels like that energy that was heavy, that kept you way down, is now being cleared. And you're gonna know. All signs. That's what I have for your channel messages. Join me on Tarot Palace over perhaps the next few days. We'll be doing several lives with tarot to read further into these messages. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Like, follow, subscribe, this channel, the other channel. This message and any others are always released on Patreon first. So I hope that you will join the Patreon, linked in the description. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.